for joining me today. It's that time of year that Bay Focus really highlights what various organizations are doing here in the area to get the need met at Christmas. There's so many needy families, things going on. And we have two places we're going to tell you about today. And the city of Bradenton really goes at this in a big way, and we're so honored to have the mayor of the city of Bradenton here today. We're going to talk to him in just a moment. And they do an annual push always at the holidays to feed the hungry, and the mayor's Feed the Hungry program. And we also have Somebody Cares Tampa Bay back, along with a ministry that they have partnered with, Juveniles for Jesus, and their Caretageous Christmas. And I love that name, and you're going to find out about that in just a moment. But we're going to start today by going to the city of Bradenton and Bradenton and Sarasota areas, and we're so honored to have the mayor once again doing your annual visit to Bay Focus to talk about your Feed the Hungry, the mayor's Feed the Hungry program. And you brought with you again Pastor Don Sturiano of Kingdom Life Christian Church, who does so much with the city as well to reach out. Thank you both for coming on today.
Thank you.
Mayor Poston, Mayor Wayne Poston, of course, I don't know if I mentioned your name there, but you have done this for many years now. You've been mayor for a number of years there.
Yeah, I've been mayor since 2000, and we have a mayor's Feed the Hungry program, and it's both Sarasota and Manatee, both cities, and we work together on this, and we partner. Both really at Thanksgiving is our big push, and we also have a big push at Christmas time. And
yeah.
Your viewers have been so generous with us. It's made a Merry Christmas for a lot of people that it wouldn't have happened had we not come and talked with you. So
yeah.
We're very generous, and thank you for having us on. But
yes.
It's a great program. We have about 275 sites at Thanksgiving that people came out and donated food or money.
That's a lot, yeah.
To get that. And it's been a big push, and it's really helped. And this year, again, while the economy is back somewhat, it's not back fully. And
it's not back for everybody.
We have lots of needs, and we have lots of needs, particularly in children. So we're concerned about that, and so we're pushing very, very hard. Thanksgiving was very successful. Mm-hmm. Like I say, we had 275 locations, and between the two communities, it was about 3 million pounds of food.
Wow.
We were able to do. So it was really, really difficult.
Okay, so now what you do is, this involves Sarasota, Manatee County areas, and you have a number of communities all around them. They all work together, right? Yes,
we do. And there are 6 cities in Manatee County, for example. The island communities and Palmetto, they all work together with us. We have Sarasota and Venice and Northport to the south of us. So we all work together in the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program in trying to raise money and food.
Okay, so now what does this entail? You actually, if viewers are watching, they're saying, well, what would I need to do? Is it a drop-off site, or how do you work it?
We have drop-off sites, and if anybody wants to be a drop-off site, you can contact us at the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program.org. Mm-hmm. And we can do drop-off sites. Once the food is gathered, we gather it up, and then we take it to both the Sarasota Food Bank, the Manatee Food Bank. We split that up, and then it's delivered from there. See, they have the process of knowing how to reach the people.
So it goes through the Manatee
Food Bank. That's why we're doing the food bank. It goes through the Manatee Food Bank.
Yeah. And so it can be a variety of people can drop off a variety of kinds of foods, and they can find out.
Yeah,
probably from your website how to do that.
For the website, there's a whole list of what really is needed. It's everything, really, quite honestly, from diapers to canned goods to things that we can hold. And actually, we can do things like turkeys and hams and those kinds of things as well. But we just have to we'll get them every day and take them to the food bank to make sure we don't lose that food.
I just think this is such a great thing, that mayors are coming together.
Yes.
You're obviously spearheading it, but you're working with a lot of your counterparts in other communities.
Right.
They're all just joining together forces.
Yeah, they're coming together, and we, quite honestly, I'm the mayor and the police commissioner, so we work as well. And Pastor Don is not only Kingdom Life, he's works with my police department every day.
And it's a nice little segue, Mayor, because I'm going to segue right to Pastor Don,
Good.
you're being the police commissioner, and Pastor Don, you're the chaplain
Yes.
with the Bradenton Police Department. And we mentioned this in a previous Bay Focus, but that's been several weeks, so I wanted, there's viewers that are just tuning in. You also do another big outreach this time of year, honoring the badge. Tell us about that.
Just briefly, what we do is we raise enough money to take, our goal is always to take 100 children to Toys R Us, give them each a $25 gift certificate so they can shop for Christmas. And these are needy families that necessarily won't get presents. But the amazing thing is when they get to Toys R Us and they're handed their card, they're also handed off to a police officer and in full uniform. And that officer takes them shopping. This will be our 7th year. And we've watched these children grow up this year. And the viewers and the donators, we have exceeded our goal by doubling it. We have enough for 200 children this year. And so our community liaison is going to go into the neighborhood and identify those families. We're going to do something different this year. Our police officers, while they're on duty, are going to go into needy neighborhoods themselves with the flyer invitations, knock on the doors of families they know that they're in need, and invite them to come to personally shop with them.
That is
so it's a big
different.
deal. And we've seen people come to Christ. Gang leaders, there's a lot to talk about, and so thank you for having us, as the mayor said.
So they would actually, some of these police officers, because they walk a beat or they have neighborhoods that they police, they know of some families.
Yes, ma'am.
And they can go personally
And invite them.
invite them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, it's great.
Our police officers, we're really strongly involved in community policing.
Yeah.
Crime has been down in our city 8 years in a row. Now, what we do is our police officers, when they come to work, they work the same neighborhoods every time they come to work. People start to recognize them. They start to know their names. They talk to them. What we're trying to do is build the trust.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. And so by building that trust and being in the neighborhood, they know the neighborhood and they can actually know where they should go to help these kids.
That makes so much sense to me, and it may actually be so much easier on a family to get a personal invite like that from a police officer than having to go themselves and maybe sign up, you know?
Yeah.
Makes them more
and the
dignity.
officers on the night of the event, they're doing that on their off time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's been a great experience for them as well,
Yes, ma'am.
for the officers. Mayor, let me pick your brain a little bit, because you're working in a city, obviously a well-known city here in this area, all part of a general population center. When you think of Tampa, St. Petersburg, Bradenton, Sarasota, we're all kind of part of one community.
Right.
You know, you mentioned just a minute ago that the economy is improving, but what are you seeing in terms of the need? Because obviously, you know, there's still you have a lot of food you're giving away, so there is a need. What kind of families are coming for help? What are you seeing?
We're still having homeless families.
Yeah.
People that are living in their cars or their vans. These are people who we hope are the temporary homeless, that something dramatic has happened in their life, lose a job, a divorce, something like that. And people are out of work. I mean, and they're just not coming back as quickly, and particularly very low income. So that's where we're seeing the need.
Yeah.
We have a one-stop center in Bradenton. That means you can come there, you can get food, you can get medical attention, you can get dental work. Those are all volunteer things that we have in the city at what we call the Senator Bill Galvano's one-stop center, because he helped us get a bill through the legislature to do that. So the one-stop center helps, but that's what we're seeing. We're still seeing people facing tough times, and not a way to get out of it. But I want to tell you one thing, and I just shared this with the pastor this morning. The National Realtors Association did a study across the United States, and they looked at communities, and they measured the communities on what they were doing in policemen and crime. They were looking at what they were doing in mental health facilities, what they're doing in homeless care, about 5 different dimensions. And we were honored enough to be named, of those cities between 50 and 90,000, the 6th most caring city in the country.
You were in the top 10.
Yeah, so we were very, very pleased with that.
That's a wonderful.
Well, that's the kind of reach we're trying to get, and boy, to be recognized is really nice.
You want to be a community that meets the need of its residents.
Right.
You know, and when you look at you know, the working poor as well, you have people that are actually working and they just can't put the people working multiple jobs and still end up homeless. I mean, you find that, trying to even pay rent. So, you have so many different aspects of it. Okay, how can our viewers best help right now? What would you like our viewers to do?
At least go online and find out how you can help.
Yeah.
mayorsfeedthehungry.org. You can go online and do that. Pastor Don has some ideas too, how you can reach directly through him if maybe you don't have a computer and you can't do that, and how to reach.
The thing that I would encourage all of the ministries that are in the area is to call the food bank and have a barrel delivered. Put it in your lobby. Encourage your members, saying this is what we need. We can show them the most wanted items that are needed, and have your members come fill the barrel. All you have to do is call the food bank. They come, they pick up the full barrel and leave an empty one. We not only do this during the holiday season and Christmas and Thanksgiving during having our barrel we do this year round because the need continues. It's easy to do. So you can have a great food pantry that gets to the people's mouths right away. So just put a barrel in your
That's a great,
lobby.
Makes it easy.
Yeah.
Makes it easy for churches, for people to contribute.
Absolutely.
And then again, finally, honoring the badge. If somebody wants to participate, you're looking for specific things for honoring the badge too. Gift cards, right? Or is that how it is? Or
they can give donations of $25 or more multiples of $25, or if they just want to mail us Toys R Us gift cards, $25 increments, that would be a help.
Okay. Okay.
And the date of that is?
The date of the event, and that is by personal invitation only. So we invite these 200 children, but that is going to be December 16th at 6 o'clock at the Toys R Us. And if you would just like to come and witness this, I would encourage you to come out and watch the event. It's just amazing to see these children interact with the police officers and parents, and it'll just warm your heart.
Yeah, and it's really important because you have screened and made sure that these families are in need, and the ones that sign up, and so it would have to be a pre-registered situation. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming on the program, and stay tuned on the screen. You're going to see how you can contact, once again, the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program, and that's where you can stop, like one-stop shopping kind of, to help this out, this whole outreach out. And then honoring the badge too, if you want to get involved with Kingdom Life Christian Church too, you can find them online. It's kingdomlifechristianchurch.org, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, kingdomlifechristianchurch.org. It doesn't get any easier than that. You can find out how you can connect with them and honoring the badge. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Bay Focus, more to tell you what's going on at the Christmas time, this time of year. We'll be right back.
For more information on the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program and how you can help their Christmas outreach, please visit www.mayorsfeedthehungry.org. You can find out more about Kingdom Life Christian Church in Bradenton at www.kingdomlifechristianchurch.org. Bay Focus puts the spotlight on Tampa Bay. Join host Darlene Greenlee as she takes a look at the people and events reaching our Central Florida communities with the gospel. Plan to watch Bay Focus Wednesday mornings at 11:30 and Thursday nights at 7 right here on your CTN station.
Well, we want to bring another ministry to you today that is doing something at Christmas, because they're giving you opportunities to get out there and get plugged into the community. And of course, again, Somebody Cares Tampa Bay is one of those ministries in the area that just connects a lot of other ministries together too. And they have something called Caretageous Christmas. I love that. And they're partnering with Juveniles for Jesus. So today we have with us Kathy Bernard, who of course represents Somebody Cares Tampa Bay, and she is the administrator but works hand in hand with her husband Daniel Bernard as head of this ministry. And then you brought along with you Cindy Lane, who is the founder director of Juveniles for Jesus. And it's been many years, but we had you on a number of times, some years ago. So we have to get caught up with you, Cindy. We're so honored to have you here, that you are literally bringing incarcerated young people that are juvenile age to Jesus in so many different ways, and you're partnering at Christmas. But let me start with you, Kathy. What does Somebody Cares Tampa Bay do? What is Caretageous Christmas?
Well, we do several things. The first thing we try to do is we want to find the needs. And we've partnered with Juvenile for Jesus, and so it was a natural way of reconnecting with them because they do have needs in the units, and they have several different units, and so of course there's going to be needs. So that was the first place to start, to go back and say, what needs do you have this year? The good news was that they told me that other people were partnering with them, so we weren't needed as much. And so we're working with them some, but then they directed us to another unit that wasn't being helped. So we're going to be partnering with them as well and helping to meet some of the needs that they have. The other part of the Christmas time also is we are partnering with different groups in town that already work with people that we know have needs. Because we interview and we kind of pick out the people who have the needs, not just a random, just call us. So we've partnered with Pasadena Presbyterian, who do a food outreach, and also right next to their church are apartments that they minister to. So we're partnering with them to help those that they assist. We are partnering with the Pregnancy Center over in Tampa. They have some needy families that they've linked us up with, and several other people have come to us with needs. And then what we do is we go and we kind of adopt those families out. So we'll go to businesses, to churches, to individuals that want to help during the Christmas season, and then we'll say, okay, you can adopt this family of 3 kids, and they'll go out. They'll shop for the family because we've already done an interview on them and found out their names, what they would like for Christmas, the needs of the family. They'll go out and do all the shopping, wrap the gifts, and then they'll either deliver them or they'll bring them back to us, and then we'll get a church or a group to go and to deliver those Christmas gifts to them, and hopefully to be able to share Christ and pray with them and tell them the real meaning of Christmas as well.
Okay, so is it predominantly Christmas gifts as opposed to food? Like, you're not doing food?
It's both. Okay. What we're doing is, like with Presbyterian, the Presbyterian Church, they're actually saying, we're going to partner with you and we'll provide the bags of food to these people. But then there's other families that don't have someone that's going to do that. So as somebody cares, we have to go out and we have to be able to provide the food. And we have a couple businesses that have been collecting food, and we'd like to have more food because that's always a need. And then we'll make up those bags of groceries and be able to put that along with the gifts for the family.
Okay, so well, you've covered a lot of different bases, and I'm exhausted. You have a lot of ministries, and you need workers and helpers. That's terrific that you're partnering with all those different ways and so many different ways to do that. And I want to ask Cindy now, I want to talk more about Juveniles for Jesus, because a lot of people don't know what you do, but while we're doing Christmas, there's something specific you are doing with the children behind bars, basically. Do you do Christmas stockings, or what is it that you do?
Yes, well, we've been in juvenile prisons now for nearly 15 years, and these children, and some of them range as young as 8 to 10 years old, and can be felons, and are behind razor wire and away from their families and loved ones. So this is a very difficult time of year for them, and typically the facilities don't do anything for the children, so the only Christmas that they receive is what we provide for them.
Yeah, and then, all right, so you're actually like putting different items like that they would normally not obviously get behind?
A lot of times the stockings may just, it kind of varies from facility to facility, because we have low risk, but we also have maximum security prisons for children. So it kind of depends on the different security levels, but a lot of times it's hygiene items, socks, maybe puzzle books. A lot of times we may ask for table games, basketballs, things that they can share on a unit together, movies, and those types of things.
Okay, good. So you specialize it for the unit that you're going into. All right, Cindy, for our viewers, this is one of the more heart-wrenching ministries to me, because you just would not think of some of these younger kids in particular, but even some of the teens literally could be, are behind bars at Christmas. But you do this year round, and for 15 years now. How do you take Jesus into the prisons? What do you do to reach these kids?
Well, obviously, Bible studies, church services are always our main focus. And for instance, in Pasco County, we put in a full sewing center, brand new sewing machines, cutting tables. Those girls are taught how to sew, and then we use our area partnering churches. When they go on mission trips, our girls make headscarves. They've sent headscarves around to Tanzania, Haiti, all over the world. We're now doing water filtration systems. Some of the lower unit level security facilities, the children can actually be outside with supervision on the grounds and do car washes, and they've literally raised the money for water purification systems that have gone down to. So these children who are incarcerated, many of them coming from very difficult family lives themselves, are learning to not be thinking about themselves or their situation, but turning around and giving back to Christ. And their communities. Yeah. But probably one of, next to bringing them Jesus, is our Steadfast Mentoring program. And we've got a statewide push right now that literally through our church, every incarcerated child in the state of Florida could have a one-on-one mentor, which is, statistically, it's just a huge thing for these children to be successful once they're released from these prisons. Well,
that's the other side of it. Now, the one thing that's changed, too, that since you've been on the program last time, is you've also partnered now with Van Dyke Church, I believe, yes, in Tampa and Lutz area, and part of the overall umbrella of at-risk kids. Yes. And we have just recently featured on Bay Focus the Suncoast Kids Place that comes out of that ministry too. You're one of the arms, yes, of reaching it, and you have your ministry has expanded so much to even be able to do some of these things you're talking about. Yes. Training these kids how to work with water filtration systems, and that gives them a whole sense of purpose and doing something to fix their world that, yes, they're in. But tell us the personal stories, because you've also helped these kids when they get out of prison too, right? You try to help them re-enter society. Paint us a picture of a couple of the children that you've worked with.
I think one of my favorite testimonies was one of our mentors was with a girl up in Pasco, and she was going back, when she was released, she went back home out in Polk County area somewhere. Our mentor arranged for her husband to drive her out and take the young girl to lunch and spend some time with her. Very depressed home, neighborhood, very dark. You could just see the hopelessness in this neighborhood. And typically, a lot of times our kids don't even want them to go into the neighborhoods because it's so depressed. But when she went in, the girl took her into her bedroom, and where she had been attending our regular weekly Bible studies, every scrap of paper that she had received in her Bible study was from her ceiling to her floor around her whole room. She had brought the light that she found in the prison to the darkness of her home at home, and had pasted around her walls where she could still be able to view it.
Wow. Now that is the full circle, and you could, talk about reaching somebody, mm-hmm, reaching a child and changing them. Okay, just a few moments that we have left. Kathy, because this falls under too Caretageous Christmas, how can our viewers, obviously Juveniles for Jesus is one area they can help and partner with. We're going to run all this through Somebody Cares today, but how can our viewers help the most? Like all these different things that you're doing, how can they help you?
Okay, well, there's a couple of things. If they wanted to help with our Juveniles for Jesus, we are doing, like she says, we're getting some stockings together, T-shirts, socks, games, and things like that. If they're interested in purchasing them, or giving money towards that, they can actually call us at 727-536-2273. And we have to be specific in what we buy them because they are in prison. So we'll let them know specifically what the need is. If someone wants to just give money towards helping a family of 4, we tell them if they give us $100, that will take care of the gifts as well as the food and everything to help a family in need. If someone wants to just adopt a family, they can call our office as well, and we can link them with a family, and they can tell us if they just want to buy the gifts and wrap them and then give them to us and deliver them, or if they want to do the whole thing, we can coordinate that as well. So lots of stuff. They can be active, or if they just want to give money, they can do that as well. If someone wants to give food, they can bring by a donation of food, and we'll make sure that that food is used for those bags of groceries for those needy families as well.
Well, and it goes without saying, I want to say this too, with Somebody Cares Tampa Bay does so many outreaches, things year-round, so you guys could use people to support you year-round. And then, and then for Juveniles for Jesus, Cindy, how can our viewers, even independent of the holidays, what can they do to help you year-round?
Probably the greatest gift that they could give these children right now is just to be willing to be a one-on-one mentor for these children. Most of them never get a visit, never get a phone call or a letter the entire time, and the average is at least a year. And of course, this time of year, our suicide attempts just skyrocket with these children. So it's just so important for anybody that has a heart just to be a friend to these children, to reach out and be a godly Christian example before them. Yeah,
okay, that is powerful. And to think that you are, even with, you actually could realize that goal, because you're doing this push, you're doing this statewide push, that people could come forward to be the mentor. Thank you both so much for being on the program today. And I want to encourage our viewers watching to obviously participate in Caretageous Christmas with Somebody Cares Tampa Bay. We're going to show you on the screen in just a moment how you can contact them and be a part of. But I'm telling you, this is one of my close to my heart ministries is Juveniles for Jesus. I love anything with children, and to think some of these young children are in there and they don't even get visitors. Boy, if you could just help you around with them, and not only at Christmas, but sign up to be a mentor. Take some time out of your busy schedule to do that. So stay tuned on the screen. Once again, we're going to show how you can connect with Caretageous Christmas and Somebody Cares Tampa Bay. We'll be right back.
To find out more about Somebody Cares Tampa Bay and their upcoming outreach events, please call their office at 727-536-2273. That number again, 727-536-2273. You can also find out more online at www.sctb.org and on Facebook.
Well, we've given you 2 opportunities today to get plugged in to the community of the holidays again. Once again, Sarasota, Bradenton area, the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program this time of year. They could really use your help. And then also Somebody Cares Tampa Bay, their Caretageous Christmas outreaches, partnering with Juveniles for Jesus and several other ministries as well. Another opportunity for you to do something for God this time of year. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week on Bay Focus. May God richly bless you.